So Dogecoin's actually gone parabolic in the last couple days. Question is, can it go higher? Hey there, and welcome to my channel, the Paperbag Investor. I did a video on Dogecoin a couple months ago where I said I think it's actually a good investment. Not that I have the highest conviction level in Dogecoin, and my investment in it is very, very small, but I do think Dogecoin could keep going and go actually much higher if you think long term into the future. I'm going to be explaining why in this video. And I want to mention, as a guy with a paper bag on his head in the investing finance world, there's a certain admiration I have for Dogecoin and appreciation I have for Dogecoin, because you see, partly why I wear a paper bag on my head is to almost challenge your assumptions as a viewer. When you're looking at an investment, what's the biases, what's the assumptions that you bring to the table when you look at it? I know that some people are going to see that I'm a financial analyst, investment analyst, and I have a bag on my head, and that could immediately turn them off or immediately assume that I'm some kind of just idiot or goofball. And I hope that my research actually speaks for itself and my investing track record speaks for itself above the fact that I have a bag on my head, this ridiculous, silly gimmick of having a bag on my head. In the same way, I think there's actually properties or reasons why Dogecoin could keep rising, but a lot of people are going to laugh it off, think it's purely 100% a joke, not even get this sort of potential investment that's behind the joke. So I'm going to be breaking down my thoughts on Dogecoin again. So far, I did that video 2 months ago. I got some criticism for that video, but so far it's up 500% since then. I don't know if this 500%, this massive rise we've seen in the last few days is going to hold. It could definitely come crashing down or partly come crashing down, but I think long term, again, I think it could be a good investment. Number one, I think it's because cryptocurrencies are really here to stay. In my mind, cryptocurrencies and understanding of the blockchain has really gone mainstream, and the general public is understanding it more and more. So I think cryptocurrencies and blockchain related assets are definitely here to stay. Second reason why I think Dogecoin could be a good long-term investment is because I think it has some better properties than, say, Bitcoin when it comes to being an everyday currency. I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency fields and space, but I know that Dogecoin can be the transactions can be processed much faster, which would be a lot more appealing than Bitcoin can be. So it's easier and faster to transact. It also has some built-in inflation into Dogecoin, which is why I think some crypto enthusiasts don't like Dogecoin, is simply because of that inflation. But I think as an everyday currency, that's more likely to have a currency that has some inflation, could actually be seen as valuable because it gives you incentive to spend your money. So you're incentivized to not just hoard your money and sit on a fixed supply of one asset like Bitcoin could be viewed as. Might be great as a store of value. Bitcoin, for example, I could see it that way, but in terms of actually being an everyday currency that's used, Dogecoin, I think, has better attributes. And if it was at all used as an everyday currency, I think the value of Dogecoin would go much higher than it currently is. So that, to me, is another good reason. Third reason I think Dogecoin could be a good long-term investment is because I really see a lot of the cryptocurrencies that are out there. There's going to be, I think, certain winners that are going to dominate, are going to be huge winners, and then many, many losers, or ones that have really just fizzle out. I think it all sort of boils down to popularity. When you're looking at many of the crypto assets that are out there, there's not really much that differentiates them other than popularity and just demand from public for those items. So if you think about a line of least popular cryptocurrency to most popular cryptocurrency, arguably Bitcoin at the very end here, the value over time is going to be an exponential curve. And as you increase time, that exponential degree is going to increase over time. Based on how popular it is. And it could be an extremely sharp exponential curve, which is how I would see it. As essentially, the vast majority of these sort of cryptocurrencies that are out there are going to be losers, and there's going to be a select few winners that, almost kind of like a black hole, have a very, very dense gravitational field and suck in all the value of that crypto market to them. That's how I see it occurring, and those three, if I had to pick a few that would maintain their own orbit but just suck in the value of other cryptocurrencies, I would see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. To me, those are the three biggest. If you asked anyone on the street which cryptocurrencies have they heard of, it's probably going to be Bitcoin, and then maybe Ethereum, and maybe Dogecoin. Those three. So that's kind of what I see as those are three in terms of cryptocurrency coins could be big winners just because they're so much more popular. And Dogecoin has, even amongst those three, I think has special traits because I would say it has the strongest marketing appeal. I find all the Bitcoin or the Dogecoin memes that are out there very, very funny. I think it takes something that's seen very serious and makes it lighthearted in a way and adds some fun to your world. So I think Dogecoin is very, very funny, and overall, because it has such a meme environment around it, I think that really attracts a lot of positive attention and works in a very powerful way as a marketing tool to get Dogecoin out and make it more and more popular in people's minds, and just something that people talk about and think, well, maybe I should buy Dogecoin, and that adds to the valuation of the Dogecoin, of course. So I think the popularity, again, it's going to be kind of in that sustained group of big winners, and I think it has these special traits of being funnier and more marketable than even Ethereum or Bitcoin would be. And finally, this brings me to my last point of why Dogecoin could continue to rise long term. That's Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I think, when you look at the companies he has, or he has owns or has major stakes in, you're looking at Tesla, you're looking at SpaceX, also Starlink is wrapped into that with their satellite service. You're looking at Boring Company and Neuralink. And you look at those four companies and the trajectory over time, I think Elon Musk has the potential, a very strong potential, to become the world's first trillionaire. If Elon Musk becomes the world's first trillionaire, if you think he has a lot of influence now into the world, just think an order of magnitude higher than it currently is. That's what it will be like for Elon Musk if he becomes the world's first trillionaire. And if that happens, we all know, you probably know, that Elon Musk likes Dogecoin as probably its biggest supporter, or at least thinks it's funny and ironic that Dogecoin could do well since it was just a cryptocurrency that was made as a joke. But long term, if he becomes the world's first trillionaire and his influence continues to grow, I think Elon Musk, it's shown he's going to keep tweeting about Dogecoin, and potentially maybe even he could actually make adoption of Dogecoin more realistic into everyday lives, which could push it even higher and higher. I'm just saying, Elon Musk, I think, is one of the most influential people in the world, and there's a good chance his influence could be a factor higher in the future. And if it is, he likes Dogecoin, and that kind of influence could drive Dogecoin to much higher prices even than it currently is after the massive run that it's had. So that's sort of some of the breakdown and reasoning, and sort of I'm trying to look at this clearly as what are the attributes of Dogecoin that could actually make it a good investment. And ask this question, like, is it a great investment long term? Ask that seriously. And I really honestly think it could be. I'd love to hear from you guys, get your feedback, get your take on this. Let us all know in the comments down below what you think of Dogecoin, especially the long term if you're looking at it as an investment that way. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up while you're at it. Really appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, it's in the bag.